Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, why is my butt getting flatter even though I stay active? If so, you're not alone. For many adults over 50, the butt begins to lose shape, especially on the sides and upper region. What used to be a round, lifted backside slowly flattens, creating what some call hip dips, sagging, or even a concave look in jeans. Most people blame aging or think the fix is simple. Just do more glute exercises. But here's the truth. No one's telling you you can't rebuild your glutes if your pelvis is out of position. That's because your glutes, especially the gluteus medius, the side glute muscle responsible for fullness, can't activate properly when your pelvic alignment is off. If your pelvis is tilted or rotated, which happens easily with age and sitting, it shuts off the glute's ability to fire. So no matter how many squats or bridges you do, the shape doesn't come back. Not until you address the foundation pelvic control. In this video, you'll discover two simple, science-backed movements designed for adults over 50. The first resets your pelvic alignment. The second builds strength and fullness in the right glute muscles, fixing flatness from the inside out. If you're watching this and you're over 50, I'd love to know you better. Drop a comment below with your first name, age, and where you're watching from. This isn't just a video, it's a growing community of people choosing strength, balance, and better movement one small step at a time. Why your glutes can't fire. If your pelvis is off, most people think their glutes are flat because they haven't done enough squats, or because they stopped working out. But here's what almost no one tells you. Even if you do exercise, your glutes won't activate properly if your pelvis isn't aligned. Let's break that down. Your pelvis is the foundation of your lower body, like the control center for how your hips, spine, and glutes move when it's positioned well. Your glute muscles can fire, grow, and stabilize. But if it tilts too far forward, shifts to one side, or rotates, slightly very common after age 50, it disrupts the neuromuscular connection between your brain and your glutes. This misalignment is often subtle. You won't feel off, but what it does is force other muscles like your lower back or thighs to take over the work. That leaves the glutes underused, underdeveloped, and eventually switched off. This is why you can walk daily, do bridges, or even strength train, and still notice that your butt looks flat, especially on the sides, because the muscle isn't positioned correctly to engage. A 2019 study in the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy found that pelvic alignment directly affects gluteal muscle recruitment patterns. In people with anterior pelvic tilt or lateral asymmetry, a common shift to one side, glute activation was significantly reduced even when performing standard glute exercises. Another study published by the American Council on Exercise ACE emphasized that muscles can only strengthen effectively when joints are in optimal alignment. Otherwise, the body defaults to compensations training the wrong muscles and reinforcing bad patterns. Why this matters after 50 with age. We tend to sit more, move less, and unconsciously shift posture. Pelvic misalignment becomes more common, especially in women after menopause and men with low core engagement. The result, glutes that not only shrink but disconnect from movement. Before we build the glutes, we must reconnect them by restoring pelvic control and reawakening the neural signals that tell the muscles to fire. That's why the first exercise you'll learn next isn't a strength move. It's a retraining movement to align your pelvis and lay the foundation for glutes that actually work. Exercise 1: wall hinge and lateral shift. Before you build your glutes, you need to realign their foundation. You've probably been told that to fix a flat butt, you need to squeeze your glutes or just do more bridges. But here's the thing, if your pelvis is out of position, your glutes won't activate properly no matter how hard you squeeze. That's why we start with this simple but powerful move, the wall hinge with lateral shift. It's not a squat, it's not a stretch. It's a retraining drill to help your brain find your glutes again, especially the ones that shape the sides of your hips. What this movement does realigns your pelvis into a neutral, centered position Gently activates both gluteus maximus main glute and gluteus medius side glute, restores balance between left and right hips, creates a stronger foundation for standing, walking, and future glute exercises. Most importantly, it helps undo what years of sitting have done: tight hip flexors, tilted pelvis, and weak glute signals. When you shift your hips side to side in a controlled hinge position, you're recentering your pelvis over your base of support, teaching your core and glutes to co-contract work together, waking up underused stabilizer muscles, including the gluteus medius, deep rotators, and obliques. A 2021 study in physical therapy and sport found that low-load, closed-chain pelvic repositioning drills improved gluteal symmetry and recruitment in older adults after just 2 weeks. This isn't about feeling the burn. It's about reconnecting your movement map so the right muscles can actually fire when you need them. Step-by-step instructions. Stand about 6 to 8 inches in front of a wall, facing away from it. Feet shoulder width apart. Toes slightly turned inward to open the back of the hips. Knees soft, not locked. Arms relaxed. Place your hands gently on your hips. Begin a hip hinge. Push your hips back until your butt gently taps the wall. Your torso leans slightly forward, but keep your spine long and straight. In this position, shift your hips slightly to the left. You should feel your right glute start to engage. Shift back to center, then shift slightly to the right. Feel the left glute activate. Return to center, then slowly stand back up. That's 1 rep. Aim for 8 to 10 slow, controlled reps. Rest, then do 2 sets total. Coaching tips. Think of the movement like gently rocking your pelvis side to side, not twisting your torso. Keep your weight balanced in both feet. Move slowly, with control. This is about precision, not speed. If balance is difficult, lightly rest your fingers on a countertop or chair in front of you for support. Why this matters after 50, your pelvis becomes less mobile and more tilted with age, especially with a sedentary lifestyle. This leads to compensation patterns. Your back works harder, your hips become stiff, and your glutes shut down. This drill unlocks that system, gets your hips back under you, and reminds your glutes what they're supposed to do. This may feel like a small movement, but it's big in impact. It's the difference between training your glutes in the right position or wasting time reinforcing poor posture. Once your pelvis is centered and your glutes are firing again, you're ready to move on to a more dynamic strength-building movement, and that's what we'll do next. Exercise 2, wall-facing squat and calf raise. Now that your pelvis is aligned, it's time to build strength and shape where it counts most. You've reconnected with your glutes. You've brought your pelvis back into a neutral, functional position. Now it's time to build shape, fullness, and control, especially in the gluteus medius, the side glute muscle most responsible for making your butt look rounded, not flat. That's where the second move comes in. The wall-facing squat with calf raise. This is not a gym squat. This is a posture-correcting, glute-shaping, balance-building movement that works with your body, not against it. What this movement does: targets the gluteus medius more deeply than typical squats, builds strength in your calves, hips, and core simultaneously, reinforces upright posture and pelvic control, improves balance, coordination, and functional leg strength. Squatting while facing a wall forces you to maintain a tall spine, preventing forward collapse. Keep your knees aligned with your hips, not caving inward. Load the posterior chain, the glutes, especially the glute medius, and the calves. Adding a calf raise at the bottom further challenges the stabilizing muscles, improving balance and functional movement patterns. A 2022 study in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that integrated lower body movements with balance components improve both muscle tone and fall resilience in adults over 60, especially when performed without external weights. In simple terms, this move teaches your glutes to work in real life, where strength and balance go hand in hand. Step-by-step instructions. Stand facing a wall, about 6 to 8 inches away, feet slightly wider than hips, toes angled out about 10 to 15 degrees. Place both hands lightly on the wall at shoulder height for support. Begin to lower into a squat. keeping your chest up and knees tracking over your toes. Go as low as feels comfortable, ideally thighs at a 45 to 60 degree angle, not fully parallel. In the bottom of the squat, rise onto your toes, lift both heels, engaging your calves and glutes. Hold for 1 to 2 seconds at the top of the heel raise. Lower your heels slowly, then press through your feet to return to standing. Perform 10 to 12 controlled reps. Rest and repeat for 2 to 3 sets. Coaching tips. Stay tall, don't let your face or knees touch the wall. Keep your knees slightly pushed outward. This activates the gluteus medius. Move slowly. Control matters more than depth or speed. You can hold the bottom position longer for an extra challenge. Why this matters after 50. This move builds real-world leg strength for walking, standing up, and stabilizing yourself when off balance. It teaches your brain to fire the right muscles in the right sequence, glutes first, not knees or lower back. It addresses the root causes of hip dips, filling out the sides of the glutes by directly challenging the gluteus medius. This movement is especially powerful when done after the wall hinge shift, because now your pelvis is aligned and your glutes are fully accessible. Together, these two moves form a complete system: restore alignment, rebuild strength and shape, reinforce balance and function. And you don't need weights, equipment, or a gym to do it. So here's the truth no one told us when we were younger. You don't just lose your glutes because you age. You lose them because your body adapts to inactivity and misalignment quietly, slowly, and predictably, but now you know better. You've learned that fixing flat glutes isn't about doing more reps or chasing soreness. It starts with reclaiming your foundation, your pelvis, your posture, your mind-muscle connection. Once that's in place, everything changes. Movements feel smoother, your stance feels stronger, and yes, your backside starts to look fuller, rounder, more alive again. But beyond the mirror, what you're really building is freedom. Freedom to move without pain. Freedom to walk, lift, climb, and catch yourself when balance is lost. Freedom to trust your body again. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need fancy equipment. You just need intention, consistency, and a willingness to start small. So if you've been frustrated with a flat or sagging butt, even if you've tried everything, take this as your reminder. It's not too late, and it's not your fault. You just haven't been shown the right path until now. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these two movements are you most curious to try? Or maybe you've already felt the impact of changing your pelvic alignment. If so, tell us what changed for you. Drop a comment below with your name, age, and location. Let's build a supportive, smart, and strong community of people over 50 who aren't settling for decline. If this video helped you, send it to someone you care about, because stronger glutes aren't just about looks, they're about living fully.